All right, today we're going to talk about something really important: mental wellness. And right off the bat, I want to be super clear. This isn't about fixing something that's broken. Not at all. It's really about understanding and nurturing a part of us that's, well, essential to being human. So let's just jump right in with a question. For you, forget all the buzzwords and articles for a second. What does it truly mean to be mentally well? Like, what does that actually feel like in your day to day life? Think about it. That's what we're going to explore together. Okay, so to make sure we're all on the same page, let's start by laying a really clear foundation. What are we even talking about when we say mental health? Okay, take a look at this definition. What's so interesting is how positive it is, right? It's not about not having problems. I mean, stress is a totally normal part of life for everyone. This is about something else. It's about having what you need inside to, realize your potential, handle those stresses when they come up, and actually connect with the world in a meaningful way. It's really the difference between just surviving and actually thriving. This is a really, really important point. We have to separate the idea of mental health from mental illness. They are not the same thing. Here's a great way to think about it. Physical health, right? We all have physical health that we need to take care of, but not all of us have a chronic physical illness, like, say, asthma. It's the exact same idea for our minds. Every single one of us has mental health, and it's a spectrum. Some days we're flourishing, other days we're struggling. Mental illness, though, that's a specific, diagnosable condition that needs professional support. Okay, so we have a definition, but let's be real, it's not always that easy to talk about this stuff. There's this invisible wall that gets in the way, and that wall is stigma. So why is it still so hard to just talk about this openly? When you boil it all down, stigma is just a barrier. It's built out of fear, out of misunderstanding. And what it does is create this awful sense of shame, of isolation. It can make someone feel like they're the only person in the world going through something, when, the reality couldn't be more different. That's why breaking down that wall is so unbelievably important. It's what opens the door for people to actually get the help they need and, frankly, deserve. So the big question is, how do we actually tear that wall down? Well, it's not one giant act. It's a bunch of small, consistent things we can all do. First up, educate yourself and others, which is exactly what we're doing here. Second, just be thoughtful with your language. It makes a huge difference. For example, say a person living with bipolar disorder instead of just a bipolar person. See the difference? And third, and this one is huge, is sharing our stories when we feel comfortable and safe. Every single time someone shares their experience, it's like taking a little chip out of that wall. It makes the conversation just a little bit more normal for the next person. And once we start breaking that silence, we can really begin to see mental health for what it is. And here's what we find. It absolutely does not exist in a vacuum. Nope. It is deeply, fundamentally connected to, well, everything. First, you've got the mind, obviously. This is our psychological home base, right? It's where our thoughts, our feelings, our sense of resilience live. It's how a simple thought pattern, like, say, always assuming the worst is going to happen, can directly lead to a feeling of anxiety. Then you have the body, and this is so, so important. How we move, what we eat, how well we sleep, all of it has a direct impact on our brain chemistry. It's not just a theory anymore. For instance, scientists have now directly linked things like poor gut health to feeling down. The physical and the mental, yeah, they're completely inseparable. And finally, there's the spirit. And hey, this doesn't have to be religious at all. We're talking about your sense of purpose, your core values, your connection to something bigger than just you. That could be your community. It could be nature. It could be your creativity. It's that why that gets you out of bed in the morning, the thing that fuels your will to thrive. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? Think of it like a three-legged stool. You can't just focus on one leg and expect the whole thing to stay standing. True, lasting wellness, it comes from finding that balance, that harmony between all three, because they're always influencing each other. All right, this brings us to the really practical part. We've talked about the what and the why, so now let's get into the how. What can you and I actually do every day to nurture this harmony? And look, the good news is we're not talking about huge, dramatic life changes here. It's really about building a toolkit of small, consistent habits. Like mindfulness, that's not about forcing your mind to be empty. It's just about taking a few minutes to ground yourself in the here and now, which does wonders for your nervous system. Or physical activity. That could literally be a quick walk on your lunch break. Anything to get those feel-good endorphins going. Nurturing social connections. Maybe that just means putting your phone away and having a real conversation. Then there's sleep, which is totally non-negotiable. It's when your brain literally repairs itself. And this is so key, knowing when to ask for professional help. That is a sign of incredible strength and self-awareness. It is never a weakness. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one final thought. Please don't look at that list and feel like you have to master all of it overnight. That's not the goal. The goal is to just choose one. Just one small thing, one intentional step you can take for yourself. So my question to you is, what's it going to be? What's your one small step for today?